You okay, baby? Hmm? That's what it is. Pretty poor. Hmm. Hmm. Let me see what we got here. Okay. This is all right. Hey, how you doing? Hey, Lucky, how you doing? How's it going? How was it? Good? Did you have fun? Why you all covered up for? That's a random picture of somebody else. You be bullshitting. No, that look rare. That picture looks like the like Portugal. Portugal looks like that. You be bullshitting. It's hot, bro. what are those things that you what is that thing that you have covering like your entire face? What is that called? I see a lot of people wearing those, and sometimes I want to wear them too because to get the like the bugs out of my ears, like good and trying to get in my ears and all in my face. But I don't know what the heck those things are called. The pool guy here, the guy who cleans my pool every like twice a month, he cleans my pool. I do it the other times, but he wears one a lot now. But I don't know what they're called. I know they have a certain name, but I don't know what the heck they're called. I knew it, Joe. I'm just teasing. Duh. Obviously, this girl takes everything I say literally. Holy shit. This guy just this guy just posted 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Dang. This guy posted up like 80 hats, 80 Celtics hats. Shit, that's a lot. I might have that much. Probably have close to 80 Celtics hats, maybe. Hmm. It's a burqa. Yeah, I don't really wear things like that, but when there's irritating flies around here in Bermuda, they have like flies around, like little tiny little flies that try to get in your ear, and they buzz around your ear all day. What I do is I put like a towel over my head, like a small towel, and I put the hat over it so it covers my ears and they don't bother me. I guess so. Is your birthday coming up? Because you said you're a Cancer. I remember you're a Cancer, but I can't remember if it's your birthday or not. Or your birthday is already passed. I can't remember. I haven't got anything yet. I have no notification, no nothing. I'm not getting anything here. Nope, not. Check my email. It's nothing's here. Nothing yet. Barca. Let me see what that is. Mm, no, it's definitely not that. That's like what Muslims wear. No, not that. No, that's not what it is. No, no. Oh, July 22nd. So you're like on the cusp. You're on the cusp. So you're like a Cancer going into Leo. Yeah, you're a cusper. It's called a cusper. Hey Ninja, how you doing? Yeah, I'm doing good. How was your holiday, Ninja? Busy but good. Yeah, it wasn't a holiday here, but I had a good Fourth. It was nice. I had lunch with my nephews. Had a good time. Today I took my nephew to his volleyball game at the beach. He plays beach volleyball on Saturdays, so I took him and went pick him up. I cut my grass today, finally, because it rained pretty hard for like 20 minutes yesterday. And we're supposed to get more rain here and there, but my grass was pretty much going brown. It's brown and green, and in certain areas it's nice and green, but other areas is burnt to a crisp because we haven't had no rain here in a long time. And we got like a good 20 minutes of rain yesterday, so I said, well, now that at least rain, I'll cut the grass. So at least I got that done, even though I didn't feel like doing it. Then I went for a nice hour and a half swim in the pool, and I had a nice dinner just now, some chicken in the oven with some rice and salad with my sister and my and her youngest son, my nephew. So we just had dinner about maybe 2 hours ago. Yeah, I went naked, so might as well. I took the speedo off. I let it all hang out. Nobody can see me anyway, so I won't scare anybody. I went skinny dipping. Nah, I'm just teasing. I didn't do that shit. Nah, no speedos for me. I'm too old for that. No, you know. Yeah, the red. I had to retire the red one. It was faded. It looks like a faded red now. It's had a lot of use. Yeah, I can. Yeah. We had steak. Oh, nice. That's a nice dinner. I had steak. What, like a week ago? I think. I think it was like a week ago. I had steak. I think it was a week today. I had steak. I think it was last Saturday night. I had steak. Yeah, it was pretty good. This morning, no, no skim more. I washed mine. That's one thing I wash every day. Oh, hey Barbie, how you doing? Happy Saturday Eve. You had snow crab last week. Oh dang, I haven't had snow crab forever. Probably last time I had snow crab was when I was in Boston, 5 years ago. I love snow crab. It's good. I like crab, lobster, all that type of shit. But yeah, today I went to drop off my nephew at the beach for volleyball, and it was like 10 o'clock in the morning, and I didn't have any breakfast. And I said, you know what? I'm gonna go to this place and see if they have some breakfast. So I went in there, and they had like these, you have those pans with the circle, and you make like muffins and cupcakes, or they made like a breakfast muffin, and it's like made out of egg, um, bacon, and sausage and cheese all in the thing. So I had one of those and two pancakes, and then I put it inside a container, went home, and I ate it. And then lunchtime, I was so tired, I didn't feel like cooking anything. So I said, you know what? I'm gonna go on my bike and go for a ride and go to this place and get something to eat. Went there, I got like a piece of fish, some wings, and some rice and some vegetables. That's what I had for lunch. And then dinner, I said, I'm not going out to eat again. I'm gonna make dinner. So I made a chicken breast in the oven, breaded chicken breast in the oven with rice and salad. That's what I ate today. It was pretty good. And I just ate a pecan tart for dessert. The Portuguese bakery here, they make pecan tarts or pecan tarts, and it's very nice. It was fresh, good, crispy on the outside. Hey Dan, how you doing? Mm, Barbie, Barbie. We got Barbie, Ninja, Lucky, and Dan. Holy shit! You're back from date night. Nice. How's Miss Aquarius? Is she okay? All good? Better? Doing good? Haven't asked you that in a while. My apologies. I gotta check on my Aquarianites every now and then. Hey Fiona, how you doing? Oh, and I gave Diamond a bath today. She smells squeaky clean. Let me see that. You had Ty tonight. Oh, nice. She was happy, man. You paid for the dollar store and lottery. Aquariuses are always grateful for somebody else paying for stuff. That's for sure. Because we're usually the ones that pay, like, you know. So when someone else pays, we're like, finally. That's Ninja, that's a lucky specialty. Big spender, Dan. Dan, that's why they call him Dan the man. Give me 1 second. I gotta put some Diamond has like this little boo-boo on her elbow. And I can see like the blood now, finally. Like a little piece of blood. I'm gonna put some Vaseline on it real quick. Just give me like 30 seconds. I was wondering why I saw blood somewhere. And now I see it. Because she turned around and I see the little piece right now. It's okay, baby, okay? I'm gonna put some Vaseline on your boo boo. Hey, babe. Now that I gave you a bath, I can see your boo boo there. Okay, beautiful. Nice and clean. You told everybody I gave you a nice bath and wash your bum. Yeah. I washed your bum, your poopy, your nose, your mouth, your ears, your eyes, your paws, your belly, your back, and you're squeaky clean. Everybody says, "Oh my God, she smells so nice." Yeah, tacos very slowly. Tacos sound good. Spring, I love spring rolls. Mango sticky rice. Huh. I love mango. I don't know about mango sticky rice. I'd have to taste it. I'm sure it tastes good. I love mangoes, the fruit. Yeah, she does, Barb. She sleeps good. I just get very worried about her because she's getting older and she hurt her foot. She hurt her foot and it started bleeding. I don't know where the heck she cut it to, but she cut like her paw, her foot in the back, her hind leg. So I saw some blood on the tile and I was like, what the hell? and I searched everywhere. So I took her, I bathed her. So then when I bathed her, I actually saw the wound on her paw. It's like a cut. So I put Vaseline on it right before I went live. And now that when she flipped over on her side, on her elbow, she has more like blood right here on her elbow. So I just put Vaseline on it. Vaseline helps. It works with dog. I put Vaseline on all my dogs like cuts and scrapes. And because she's just sitting laying there on the ground, it has time to work itself in. Because she's not going nowhere anyway. But it was blood on the tile, and I was like, what the hell? So I had to bath her to see where the cuts were. But yeah, she's okay though. Hey Ali, how you doing? Hey Maria Bessos. I'm doing good. Yeah, the doggy's okay. She just got like two cuts. And I put some Vaseline on it. I gave her a bath. She's all right. She ate perfectly fine. She drinks, she sleeps, she farts, she burps. She's okay. As long as she does all of those things, she's normal. If you're experiencing issues at PayPal, could you make a payment here? Well, the only other option I have is super chat. So you can super chat your question in if you want. You got mad at a-hole before you hung up the phone and called him an ass wipe. That's good. At least you told him what he is. Yeah. When you call someone an ass wipe, that's true love. You're absolutely right, Dan. I would have a lot more choice words for people, but you know, I use that term ass wipe. I call people names when I'm in a certain mood or a moment, you know. I don't want to get into detail because you know there's virgin ears in here. So yeah, Ninja actually gave me a recipe, an adobo recipe. You gave me one. You told me about it. I love adobo pork and adobo chicken, and I haven't made it in a while. But I started when I actually made it for the first time. Everybody liked it, and then we had it like too many times. So then everybody got fed up of it, and then we ended up making other dishes, and then but when everybody goes away again, when everyone goes away again, and I'm by myself, I'm gonna make the adobo chicken thighs like I made last time. They were super good. All right. Thanks for the super chat. You said, "Why are my housing association giving you such a hard time?" All right, let's check. Maria, I got your donation too. I'll get to you right after. Someone. Why is your housing association giving you a hard time? It could be something with money. Because the only thing that I get that's negative here is like material things or money wise, something, some obstacles to do with money, or like they just want to keep you in suspense because of it. Maybe they want to raise something that I guess a housing or something, or they want to make more money off of you in some way and you don't want to do it or you don't want to spend, or maybe they're asking you to spend money on your place or whatever you're doing wherever you are and you're not. So maybe that's it, because I don't really get nothing too negative unless it's a material or financial situation. So either material wise, like material things, setbacks and material stuff, or financial stuff. They might even delay things or leave you in suspense or suspend something from you. Well, maybe now that you know that, they're gonna give you a hard time because you made a complaint about it, probably. That's probably what it could be. So if you've complained about the attack and now that they're probably like, you know what, we need to find another way here or find something different for this person to do or get rid of the person. So they might be trying to, like, right. And I believe the reason they're doing that is because they've already spent enough money on trying to accommodate you. So now they feel like it's justified, or they don't want to spend the money on you. I feel like this is like they're ignoring this situation and they're very indecisive about making this decision towards you. And they're very diligent in proceeding to keep their promises. So it doesn't look good as far as them upholding their end of the bargain. Right. So that's why I said in the very beginning that it's something to do with financial stuff. So that's your answer. Looks like you already know the answer. Most likely, that's a common thing in the world, is racism is a bad thing. I wish it never existed, but unfortunately it does. So yeah, that's what it is. So everything you're saying is what's happening, and that's the reason why they're doing it. They don't want to spend no money on you and withhold their promises. All right, Maria. Oh shit! Look who's here. Ah, I didn't even see you come in. You don't have to be black to witness racism. Racism's every culture, every color. Doesn't matter. Asian, white, black, Portuguese. Racism is everywhere. Muslims, people are racist, period, you know? You don't have to be black to witness racism, that's for sure. Unfortunately, racism is only a thing that people bring up when all else fails. And it's embedded in you. You're not born a racist, you're just embedded in it and learned and taught it, unfortunately. No, probably not. Because it's a money thing. See, it's not about, I don't think it's about race because I don't get it, race here. I think it's more about money. Money is more powerful than any racism ever. It's money over everything. All right, I have to move on to the next person. I'm sorry you're going through that, but looks like they are. They're spending money on it. All right, Maria. If you're here, let me know, Maria. A journal for you. My daughter found him on social media and asked me if I should toward her. All right. That's something you have to ask them. Why don't you ask them that question? You know what I mean? You got to ask them that question. I already told you that in the cards, the only thing I see is they're losing money dealing with you. And you've already confirmed that they're spending money. You see what I'm saying? Well, if they won't answer, what you want me to do? You know, if they ain't answering, that's guilt. That's guilt in itself. If I were you, I would find a place, a different place to live, get out of there, get away from the negative energy, get away from that whole thing, and just move on with your life. You know what I mean? If they won't answer you and they won't deal with you, then you remove yourself and make your life better. Don't worry about these people anymore and whatever they've done to you. You got to move on now. You got to make your life better now. That's my advice to you. Is get away from the negative energy and the negative whole thing. All right, Maria. Maria, what I'm getting is it looks like Walter is dealing with his son as well. Like his son might be like made a mistake and then he's asking his dad for his help. He's asking his dad to like deal with some stuff. He could be dealing with the baby mama and the son. Or the son and the baby mama must have had like an argument or something. And they're like going at each other and then at home he had to deal with like the both of them. So it looks like he's dealing with some bullshit at home. That's the energy I got around him. Yeah. Oh, there you go. Yeah. Him and his son and the baby mama. I think it was more with the son and the baby and his mom. The son and the mom were going at each other and he had to get in between and make sure it was okay. That's what I got with him with his energy. He might tell you about it. Yeah. And yeah. And the other thing you asked me with your daughter and all that stuff, he's okay with it. He doesn't want to like because he's like oh because he's dealing with like the home stuff and his son, he's kind of feeling down. But he thought that the thing with you and your daughter was cool. He's not against anything like that. You know, he just knows how children are, how social media is. So he's not mad at any, about anything about that. If you're wondering about that, he's not worried about it. He's more worried about his son and his mother acting up and going at each other. Nah, you didn't say too much. It was cool. He's fine. The only thing I see wrong with him is like him and his ex and his son. Like next month, like on Monday and Tuesday and Wednesday, he still might be dealing with the situation and still be very disappointed about it. So he might not like see you face to face, or he might not hang out with you on those in the next couple of days because he's got to deal with all this drama. So he's gonna communicate with you and talk to you, things like that. But actually physically see you, he might not want to because he feels so, down about this stuff. But it looks like he wants to like see you eventually. But he still might be like in a bad state of mind because of it. Yeah, I'm somebody's diary, how it goes. Yeah, it looks like they were arguing because that's what I got. Him and her arguing, like the mother and the son. They're arguing over other things or something like that. I don't know if his son has a girlfriend, but if his son has a girlfriend, then I would say they're arguing about her. Like something happened between the son and the girlfriend and the mother, and like they might be going at each other because of that. That's what I would say. From looking at the cards, that's what I think it is. So that whole energy took over the whole thing, the whole reading. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So that's what it's about. Because the card I have is a man arguing to a woman about another woman. Yeah, yeah, you're all good. Yeah, that's fine. You guys are fine. Yeah. I'm just telling you what's going on in his life. Pay attention, woman. And I told you might not see him face to face in the next couple of days because of all this drama. So you might not see him, but you'll talk to him, but not physically see him. And if you do, it's not going to be like, a long time. But that can all change. Because Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday is still a couple of days away. So the energy might change. But for right now, I don't see him like wanting to like see anybody or you or anything like that face to face. But it could change. Looks like he's really upset about all that stuff. Yeah, that's why. Because something happened between the son, the girlfriend, and the mother. You know how it is. She's always starting trouble. She's very selfish, is what I see in the cards. So unfortunately, that's the case. You're welcome, sweetheart. No problem. Yeah, I can see that. The cards I got were not good. So it's just confirming that she's a weirdo. Hey, Lisa, how you doing? Best was to you too. Yeah, bro, she stinks right now. I just smelled her dirty ass just now, so it's not good. I'm trying not to, like, sometimes I want to kick her out of here. But, we all do it. It's all good. Yeah. But, I bathed her today, so she smells good, but not her butt. She doesn't do it. I don't smell it that often, but I just had a little whiff, and it wasn't good. Yeah. She's okay, though. She's doing She's okay. All right. Cool. You guys are talking about mafia and guns and all that stuff. Ambi always bringing in, talking about some crazy shit. She be talking about all sorts of crazy stuff. Now she says she hears machine guns, man, but all the while it was fireworks. She be dreaming about these things. I know, right, Dad? Okay, Maria, take care. All right, no problem. I'll be around. The night is young, and Anne's entertaining her with, with her stuff as usual. She's always got. There's never a dull moment when she's in here. She be talking about all sorts of crazy things. Dan's here, entertaining us. He says he doesn't want me bored. So we're here. We're good. All we need now is Tanya and Marley. Oh yeah, Fiona's here. Barbie's here. Fiona says she don't want no mafia. I don't know about I love you. I don't know about that. The only time I love you is when you're sleeping and you're not here. That's when I love you. That's how I love everybody really. It's when they're not here and they're sleeping and they're getting their beauty sleep. That's when I love everybody. When they're getting their beauty sleep. That's what Barb says. Barbie says, "All right, good night, Marky. I gotta go get my beauty sleep." That's when I love her too. Oh, did you hear about Teresa's cat? Teresa lost her cat today. I don't know if you guys know, but her cat passed away. Her cat Jackass that comes on the that's the name of the cat. He came on the live stream that time. Is a cool cat. Yeah, I went into Mystical's live the other morning, and I hung out with her for a good bit. We had a good little chat. Yeah, Jack is gone. She posted it up on her community page. I don't know how you guys ain't seen it, but yeah. Yeah, I saw it as soon as she posted it. I got the notification. Yeah, she was telling me, yeah. And then she got upset because she had donated to some people and they blocked her and like deleted her and shit and didn't even care about the cat or anything like that. So, I told her don't be too generous with these people online. They don't deserve it. You know, I think we all have to treat ourselves instead of treating people you don't even really know in real life. That's the thing. She's got a big heart, but I told her she needs to treat herself instead of treating these people and helping them and paying it forward and things like that. So sometimes when you do too much good, it hits you in the ass. I know all about that. And that's why I really don't help too many people or get involved with too many people. They just did it just to do it. They took her for whatever she gave them, and then that's it. I'll read you her post on YouTube. I was shocked, but not really shocked. I kind of wanted to say something to her about all of this stuff in the beginning, and but I don't like to tell people what to do. You'll find out you'll learn your lesson eventually. But if anybody asks me things, I'll tell them because on YouTube, there's not too many really, really genuine people on here. There's a lot of fucking thieves and assholes on here. So she says, well, thank you to the gamers who I supported with money for blocking me after I posted my baby passed away. I know now that I was being used for my kind heart, paying it forward. So thank you for letting me see the truth in you after all these months. And she says, it comes with a heavy heart. My baby jackass passed away this morning. He will be extremely missed. Love you, my boy. So, unfortunately, not only her cat passed away, but these people that she was donating to and helping, these gamers, they apparently blocked her and deleted her, and she posted this, their cat thingy. So people are weird like that, obviously. But you live and learn. I told her she's a good kind of heart, good hearted person and she's kind and that's just the way it is sometimes. Okay, Barb, enjoy the rest of your night and when you go to church in the morning, pray for yours truly, you know. Yeah, that's for sure. One of the worst days of my life was losing my first dog. When he passed away, I was devastated. I didn't even know if I was coming or going. And I know when Diamond passes away one day, it's probably gonna be the same feeling. Well, the thing is life is full of shitty people, but the problem is we put it on ourselves, and I know a lot of people don't like to hear that, but we have to take accountability for being too kind and too good to people because it's and I know people will probably challenge me on that, but I'm telling you right now, I know a lot of good people and they always get screwed over because they do too much, they say too much, do too much, give too much, and then we expect some respect. That's all some people like myself. All we want is respect and to be respected for doing it. We don't need an award, we don't need a trophy, and we don't need the same back, the same courtesy back because we do it out of the goodness of our heart. But the problem is you gotta limit yourself to giving to certain people because not everybody deserves your giving your heart and giving. They don't deserve what you want because some people con you into giving them shit. Some people cry wolf and they beg shit indirectly, or they give you a sad story so they act like they're just some bad. They're in a bad situation, but they'll just screw you over because they know you're kind. And I've seen it happen a lot, especially on here. I know a lot of idiots on here. That's why I don't deal with them. I don't really like, you know, too many people. That's for sure. And I know who's good and who's not, and I can tell by somebody. And if I give somebody something once, I probably never give it to them again because you know I can always say, "Look, I already gave you something. You can fuck off now." Straight up. That's how I am. And people who beg for shit and plead for shit and take stuff and like treat you like that, they don't deserve to be in your energy anyway. You know. But some people, they'll live and learn. So good, and karma will get them. Karma gets these people every day. I was in somebody's room today, and they were like doing a reading for somebody, and there was a person bashing them and telling them about themselves and all this shit. And I was like, wow. Now that's what happens when you're fake as fuck. You get told about yourself. And I was like, not my problem. Nothing to see here. Click. And that's why I don't like to go in people's chats or go into like readers' chats that I see live, go into a random person's live and see what they're up to. And I'm like, yep, here's another person who's getting bashed for fake shit. Not my problem. Nothing to see here. But it happens every day. Some people like donate, you know. Some people donate to people and then it all goes to shit. No, no, the person was in the chat. They got a reading from the person and then they were dissing the person, telling them that they didn't know what they were doing and they don't know what they were saying. All this shit. I was like, oh boy, here we go. I disconnected from it right away because I don't want to be in that type of energy. I don't need to listen to all that negative shit. But it happens every day. People are just weird. And the reader was like, yeah, yeah, whatever, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, okay. Yeah, so is this person. They're confused too. Don't feel bad. I was confused when I was in there too. I'm like, this is some crazy shit. I'm like, these people are nuts. That's why I don't really go in too many people's rooms. No offense, but I don't really like going into people's rooms that have weirdos in it and shit, and have people I never seen in there and talking all this random bullshit. Some people be really like out there in like la la land talking about random bullshit that makes no sense, taking this shit for a joke. You got called out in Mystical's room last night. Dude asked me why I didn't like him. I told him what he did in another room. He said whatever. He wanted to give him a knuckle sandwich. Well, see, that's what I don't like. When you're in someone's room and you see somebody that you know you don't like, don't bring that energy inside someone's life. Like, take that shit on the side, or like go to that person's channel and see if you can email them or something, or or just leave the person alone. You know? Yeah, exactly. And that's what happened when I went in this person's room today. I was eating my lunch and I said, let me click on here and see what's going on. See how these people interact with each other. Let me see. I always see this channel pop up. Let me go in here. Ran in there, I was like, oh boy, look at this. I caught the action right off the bat. Then I scrolled down and looked at the chat. I was like, shit, this has been going on for a while. I'm like, you ain't ban this person or yet? Like, what the fuck you doing talking back to him? Me, I don't do that shit in here. Once you act up, I'm getting rid of you. That's a wrap. And if I don't get rid of you, it's because I'm gonna challenge you to be a better person when you come in here next time. And if you act up again, then some people I'll give a chance to, and some people I won't even entertain. Because a lot of people act up because their lives are fucked up at the time. So they probably wanted to take a little frustration out on me or somebody or whatever. So I can sense it and I can hear it and I know what spirit tells me about them. So the people that you do see come back in here after I fuck them off, I kind of, give them another chance. And then that's why they don't act up again because they know that I'm going to get rid of you. Go away. Leave me alone. Yeah, tease. We can tease each other as long as everybody can take it. Anne can't take it sometimes. She complains. So I don't really tease Anne that much because she complains about it. She claims that I don't like her and I hate her and I'm picking on her. You know, the usual. I get these things happen. So I don't really tease her that much anymore because she gets upset with me. So I just let Dan tease her with someone else. You know, I'll entertain it. So if I keep doing it, she's gonna be mad at me. Dan, it's not even worth it, bro. It's not even worth dealing with people like that. Because that's what happens. A lot of people, like, when they see you in a chat room, they say, there's a person that comes in here and makes these weird comments sometimes. And I don't really entertain that person. And I don't even go in their chat room. But they come in here from time to time and they'll make a snarky comment and think that I don't know what they're doing. And I'm like, well, and you wonder why you're in the position you're in. You fucked around and you found out. And sometimes they still do it because it's just like jealousy and envy and just like stupidity and wanting to start trouble. Some people say things and they think like they're joking, but they're really not. They ain't joking. I know what's a joke and what's not a joke. But whatever some people put on you, they put back on themselves. And that's what happens. But it's all good. I can handle whatever happens. It don't bother me. That's the best thing, Dan, is to disconnect yourself from it. That's what I do pretty much. There's been so many people on here that come in these rooms and they just hang out and listen and they're in the background like watching your every move to see what you're doing. Some people are in some people come in people's rooms and then if the same people go in your room that goes in this person's room, they'll take notes because they're not really psychics and they're not really good tarot readers, and they want to find a way to make money because they're desperate. So they'll write down notes about the reading that you're giving somebody. So that way, when that person comes in, they're looking at their notes and they're gonna be like, "Oh yeah, Mark read for this person. Let me see what he said about him. All right, well, I'm gonna keep the story the same." So that way, they're gonna be like, "Yeah, I'm gonna do what Mark did. I'm gonna say what Mark said," and they're gonna be like, "Yeah, you're great." And then he worked so long. A lot of crazy people on here, man. You'd be surprised. But I call them out all the time. I know what's going on. Well, Fiona, that happens a lot. A lot of people talk shit about people. The people I talk shit about are the people that talk shit about me or did me wrong. And that's the only time I talk shit about people because I know how people are. When I talk shit about someone, they're not going to come in here and defend themselves because what I say is true. If they had a problem with what I say, then they would approach me and tell me and defend themselves, right? You should only defend like they should only defend yourself if somebody's like really lying about you and you prove it. You show the receipts. You can defend yourself with lies or you can defend yourself with the truth, but you have to defend yourself with receipts. You gotta basically say, look, you said this about me, but guess what? Look, I have proof right here. And that's what I do. That's why no one really talks no shit. I got damn receipts on standby waiting. That's why they ain't talking no shit to me. It ain't happening. I know their game also well. Well, that's what happens. The person, I tease people or make fun of people in here too sometimes, just talking random shit, but it's not offensive. If it's offensive, then obviously, it's wrong. But it's okay to joke around and be serious and all that. But when you disrespect someone, that's different, you know. So obviously they disrespected the person. Yeah, that's bad. That's disrespect. Yeah. I only do that if somebody's acting up, you know, like I've done in the past many times. I don't know if anybody, I know a few people in here have seen me go off and I don't like to do it, to be honest. And it's not something that I'm proud to do. But some people need to like get a scolding and tell them about themselves. And I have no problem in doing it. I just don't want to do it. I try to avoid it. I try to hold my tongue and be calm. But sometimes people are like pushing, pushing, pushing to get fucked off. So if that's what you want, I'll give it to you and then I'll delete you and then you can go to hell. Because I don't want that type of energy in here. I don't need that shit in my life. Yeah. But it's hard being on here live. Some people act up, some people talk a lot of shit and aggravate you. You pay for a question and you're asking me multiple questions. Like, what the fuck do you think this is? People like that are annoying. The words say $5 per question. It doesn't say $5 for five damn questions. And that's why people get me mad when they start doing that dumb shit. Or they tell their whole life story in here and get me mad too. I don't need to hear about your whole life story. Just ask the damn question and move on. Some people like to it's like shut the fuck up already. I don't need to hear all that bullshit. And some people put in too much of their private life in here too, and it's not good. Because one thing you never know who's watching. That's why I stress on here: be careful what you put in here. Be careful what you write in here, because you never know who's watching your shit. But nobody listens. They just hear me. Best thing to do is ignore ignorance. That's the best way. I do it all the time. I did it. I've done it a few times, and sometimes the person gets the point, and sometimes they don't. And that's when I'm like, you know what? I'm had enough of you. See you later. Like I think some people really think that they're gonna take my kindness for dumbness. It ain't gonna happen. Now, if I know you, you're my friend. I'll go out of my way to answer you, and I'll go out of my way to further, read you for the same price because you're a regular or you're my friend. I'll read for people for free. It's no problem, and I do. But at the end of the day, you're not gonna disrespect me by coming in here and paying for one question and asking five. It ain't happening. Now, if you're my friend, my buddy and pal, or we've been knowing each other forever, I'll gladly give you more information. That's not a problem. But some people take a lot of people for their kindness, and it's annoying. I spoke to Marley yesterday. She said she was down. Actually, I think she came in here yesterday, didn't she? Yeah. She was saying she was on the slide. Yeah. She was outside in the slide, slipping and sliding out there doing her thing. Yeah, she's okay. I believe she was in here last night. Yeah, she's cool. I talk to her every now and then. At least I talk to her like every couple of days or every week. I'll check in to see if she's okay, or she'll come in here when nobody's in here in the beginning, say she's listening at work and stuff. She's okay. She's good. She's a strong puppy. Now there's not too many trolls because I told her to put everything on subscribers mode so you don't have to deal with it. That's why you don't see none in here. And that's why I don't really need, mods and things like that because my room ain't full of all these damn people. I don't want that shit. And I ain't answering no damn free questions all damn night and all that bullshit. Hell no. I'm done that stuff for years. And after a while, you just get tired of it and you say, hell no. Fiona, Anne is a soft Anne is a softy mod. She times people out. She talks tough, but that's about it. When the trolls are out and I'm in there, I give them that machine gun treatment. Look, go on. Hide user. There's no timeouts. There's no nothing. Good riddance. Next. Next. Just like Ann said. Next. Is she Fiona? Is she really tough? She's a softie. She ain't tough. If she was tough, she'd be live more often. When she goes live every day or every other day or at least 3 times in a week, then I'll call her not soft. And I'll call her tough if she goes live more often. But she rather, actually, let me stop because then she's going to say, Marky's picking on me. Marky's picking on me, guys. Marky's picking on me again. He always says that I'm bullshitting. He always says I don't go live. He bullies me. Now she claims she's a hippie. First she's a Latina, then she was an alien, then she was like, doing all these other crazy things. Now she's a damn hippie. She don't even know what the hell she is. She just wants to be everything. You know how it is. I always tell her she be bullshitting every day. Instead of bullshitting, she should be live, doing her thing, but she don't want to listen. No, I wouldn't understand. No. Hell no. Because I'm me, you know. I don't want to be multi things or multi people. I just want to be me, you know. You're a multi faced being, that's for sure. I agree with that. I wouldn't understand because I just want to be me. I don't want to be different things. If I was different things, I'd be like, a lizard, changing colors and want to be different, you know, ways and shit. What is rising sign? It's your second sign. Like it's you have your original sign, then you have your rising sign. It's next to you. I'm not really an astrologer, so you'd probably have to Google it. But it's like your next sign besides your sun sign. In my case, it's Aquarius again. I'm Aquarius sun and rising. You said what is rising sign? So I just answered your question twice. See, I'm a double Aquarius. That's why I'm a double pain in the ass. I'm sun and rising. When I first found that out, it was many years ago, and the person who told me wasn't Aquarius. And she says, "Oh, good Lord, you're a double Aquarius, Mark." And I said, "What does that mean?" She goes, "You're gonna be a double pain in the ass." I said, "Oh, good. I already am. No wonder why I am." Anne said she has a new channel. See, I told you she be bullshitting. I tell you she be bullshitting. See, she got a new channel now, trying to get, people, trick people again. This channel's this way, this channel's that way, blah, blah, blah. You know, typical, multi-faced people. That's why she has two channels. One for her one side and one for the other side. That means she be bullshitting twice a day instead of once a day. See what I mean? People have all these multi channels and this and that. Meanwhile, the original channel still is just there, you know? Bullshitting as usual. Yeah. There you go, Dan. Dan's an experienced Aquarius, uh, partner of an Aquarius, so he knows. Yes. What's not helping me? A second channel? Nah, I'm good. This channel is good enough. I hope your second channel helps you, though, if that's what you're talking about. Whatever works for you, eh? Yeah, typos are fun. I know you mistyped it, but I just like to be a pain in the ass. Hmm. Right. I heard this already before. I heard this all before. I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that, then I'm gonna do this, and then I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna go live on Thursday. Thursday comes, nothing happens. I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that, blah blah blah, blah 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 blah. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I know you're always negative. At least you admit you're always negative. You know. I just said I hope it works out for you. How is that negative? See, you said I'm negative. I just told her I hope it works out for her. She wouldn't even tell me about the second channel or subscribe to it. She's like, fuck Mark, I ain't telling him shit. He's gonna diss me. See? It's cool. I don't want to subscribe to it anyway. I'll still focus on the original channel. Da, 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 da. She still liked you. Your mother was an English major. Oh, nice. Cool. She must have said, don't you use slang around here, Daniel. That's not how you say that word, Daniel. Is that what she used to say? You say, that's not how you say that. You got to say it this way. Oh, prim and proper. Oh. I thought it was later than this. Oh, look at that. You already bribed Fiona to go and subscribe to your new channel. I knew it was coming. I knew it was coming. I knew it was coming. That's why she did it. She was trying to get somebody to subscribe to that BS. You know, she'd be like, yeah, let me see if I can con somebody to subscribe to my new channel. Because the old one, I just bullshit on. So I'm going to just try and get some. Oh, Fiona subscribe. Yes. Gotcha. Hey, LZ. Besides the car accident claim stuff I told you about, now my dog is having seizures and my dad isn't eating. Oh no, LZ. Sorry to hear all of that. That sucks. Do, 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 do. Jesus Christ, Daniel. You look like you've been shot out of a cannon. That sucks, LZ. Hopefully it gets better. Yeah, but only thing is, you gotta feel sorry for me. I ain't got no vape. All I got is water, and I'm already starting to sweat. You know, when she came in, I started sweating. All right, LZ, let's see what's going on. Nah, don't do that. It's bad for you. It's bad for you. Someone, I don't answer questions for that price. You knew that, right? All right, LZ. What's new? What's gonna happen right there? Two. Well, LZ, I do see some disappointment, and any plans you've made might have to cancel them, and things might have to get diverted, or sometimes things might have to be like a lot of the plans that you have made are made. It might not go through. So I do see, I do see like an opportunity coming up to make things better in certain ways and certain things, but spirit's telling you you got to be a little more perceptive to these things, and they know that you're sad and you're disappointed about what's going on, but it seems like the future and the opportunities ahead and whatever's coming your way, the plans you make might fail. It might not be, the way it's gonna be. So it still might be some disappointment coming up. Had a little frog in my throat. I had to drink some water. But I do get that there's still going to be some tough times here and some stuff that you might have to like overcome. Hey Tanya, how you doing? You got your work trip in a couple of weeks still. Yeah, well that's what I'm seeing, that some of the plans you made, it might have like some effects to it. You might, even if you go on your trip, I hope not, but it looks like your trip will be fine. But as soon as you get off of that trip, you got to deal with bullshit again. Or while you're away, you might have to deal with some bullshit, because that's what I see here, some disappointment, and you might have to give up some of your plans to deal with things. This is what like might happen, but I do see a guy here. So if your brother's younger than you and you approach him and tell him, "Hey, look, you need to step up, or you got to do this, or you got to meet me halfway," I think he will definitely step up, even though I know that sounds like, he might not, but it looks like he will step up, and he'll make of any opportunities he has, can do, like what he can do, he'll do it. Because I do see a younger guy here next to you helping you. So it looks like he will help though. Yeah. There's a younger guy here that will help you. But you have to be very stern with him, and you have to tell him about, you gotta say, hey, look, you really need to help, because I'm doing it, I'm doing my share. You need to fucking step up. So if you're very stern with him and you really tell him about himself, he'll step up. But obviously, see how it goes. But it looks like you'll get help from him though. Right, exactly. And I think he will. As far as your dad, it looks like he's losing his strength, and I get a loss of strength with your dad, and he's not going to be very effective, but I feel like he's getting all the help that he needs. Like I feel like wherever he is, he's getting help. Like they're communicating with him, they're working on him, they're putting personal effort towards him, they're committing to him. But he does feel a lack of strength, and he feels very weak, and he doesn't know if he needs to make this how he's going to make decisions, or even if the decisions concerning him is going to be like, yeah. Yeah, his caretaker is very good. I do see him getting good help. So that should ease your mind a bit that he is getting the right help though. But I just get him being very weak and having the lack of strength to deal with things, which is, sad, but at least he's okay. At least he's being taken care of. And as far as your doggy, looks like he'll be better in about 3 weeks or so. In the next 3 weeks, he'll get better. Looks like they'll be able to solve that. Yeah, I see decision making, so that could be like an issue. Yeah. Well, your doggy looks like he'll be okay in a couple weeks or a couple days. Speaking of dogs, give me a second. Okay, cool. Yeah, so it looks like he'll be okay though. Looks like he'll be okay after a couple days. All right. He said, "How is the Leo feeling about you?" All right, let's check. Someone you want to know is the Leo. No problem, LZ. Hopefully everything works out for you. I'm sure it will. Just keep praying God's listening. Just try and do your best and you'll be rewarded. I know it's tough. They say there was going to be days like this. Oh, definitely, Dan. You know that. I know how you feel, LZ. I know how you feel. That's what happens when you have a good heart and you help people. You end up helping people and then kind of taking accountability for other people's shit. And when you have a good heart, you always find yourself in some type of dilemma. All right, someone, the Leo you're asking about, they actually show up here in the cards, and this person is distracted right now. This person seems like they're a flatterer, like they like to flatter you or they want to flatter you and tell you things, but this person's very uh seductive. They can return back into your life. I think that they want to. They want to reunite with you, but this person would just cause you sadness, cause you trouble, and will restrain themselves when it comes to other people and you. or they've restrained themselves from talking to you because of other people. They really don't have any faith in themselves or anything that they're doing. Whatever they want to achieve, they're not going to get. So I don't see too much good energy with this person, how they feel towards you. They may know that you're sad about them or you're not really happy with them, and they know that you're single and they know that you're lonely and you're like available, but they know that you're quick to tell them about themselves, or you're very intense, or you perceive to tell him about himself or tell this person about themselves. So I believe this person doesn't really have good thoughts about you, and they just know that they're not gonna do anything to make you happy because maybe of some past situations. They restrain themselves because of others. They don't talk to you because of other people. That's why I said they're distracted by other people, so they don't talk to you. You know, they're definitely talking to other people, yes. And because they talk to these other people, that's why they don't talk to you. If they haven't talked to you in a while, that's why. I don't know if you want them to return. So yeah, if you're not speaking to him, if you're not speaking to him, then that's and they and right. He was the last one to talk, and now he's not talking to you because you don't speak to him. And that's why he's going to restrain himself from talking to you because he's talking to other people now. So I don't think he's going to like worry about what he feel. I don't think he's feeling anything for you because you don't even speak to him. If you're not speaking to somebody, then the feelings deteriorate. You see what I'm saying? And I'm not getting anything good here anyway. And that's why. You see what I'm saying? If you're listening to me, if you are not talking to this person, then there can't be any feelings to be talking about. Because when there's no energy connection, there's no feelings. And if you choose not to talk to somebody, then the feelings go out the window. It's gone. You know what I'm saying? I believe this person still wants to talk to you, but they're talking to other people now because you don't talk to them. And that's like pretty much common sense for a person that don't speak to you, you know? Right. So why would you want to speak to that person or even have that person have feelings for you? You know, this person ain't gonna change. I tell you that right now because I don't get no good things about this person. So my advice is not to deal with him. Oh, if you want to do that, that's up to you. But I wouldn't even waste my time. But I'm not gonna tell you what to do. You do whatever you want. But if I were you, I wouldn't even give him the time of day. You know. Oh, I'm not. I'm gonna tell you what I see in the cards. Everything is reversed. So that tells me he's a flatterer. He likes to flatter people, talk shit to people, seduce whoever he's talking to. He was rude to you and you don't speak to him. So what does that say? Why would you give a card to somebody that is rude to you? Hell no. If you're rude to me, I'm getting rid of you. It's that simple. I ain't giving nobody no damn card. But that's me, see? You're asking me too many questions, and I'm not going to check all these things. I just finished saying that people donate for a question and then they want to ask me a million questions, and it don't work that way. You see what I'm saying? But if he's rude to you and you don't speak to him, that's your answer. Don't deal with him. You obviously don't want to deal with him because of that. So why put yourself back in the line of fire? Well, if you want to make excuses for him and you want to be with him, that's up to you. I'm not gonna tell you what to do. You do whatever you want. But as far as I see, he's not a good person. And people who mess with your emotions and your feelings like that are not good. You shouldn't be dealing with people like that. But like I said, that's me. That's me personally. But some people like to be treated like that and think it's okay. So if you think it's okay, I can't tell you what to do. I'm just giving you my opinion. You know? Exactly. You deserve better. You should put yourself in a I deserve better situation. Right. So if you don't think it's okay, then why put yourself through that again? That person is not going to change. And I think that you might be giving people too much credit. I think everybody gives people too much credit. Once you get disrespected or somebody does these things to you when they're rude or whatever, then that means that person don't really give a shit about you. See what I'm saying? Well, if that's what you feel, then go for it. Me personally, I would never send him no card. But if you want to, hey, and if you want to feel that that's gonna give you grace, if that's your way of feeling that way, I'm not gonna tell you no, you know. But if I were you, I wouldn't even waste your time or your energy or your money to buy a card. I would just disconnect from it. Period. That's your best bet. But hey, if you want to do that, go for it. If whatever gives you closure, go. I say go for it. You're asking me another question. All right, LZ, thanks for the super chat. You said let's get more general message for this month. You're still not out of the legal stuff at the accident. Checking up on it tomorrow. All right, general messages for this month. LZ, I see a lot of communication, good communication, communication that needs decision making. I see you getting a lot of messages, emails, text messages, phone calls. I see that you're trying to accomplish whatever you can. Try to be discreet about everything you do. Um, Move in silence, like they say. That came to mind. Um, Whatever you want, materialistic wise, go for it. Go out in nature if you have to. Go for a walk. Go to the beach. I know you said you're going on vacation soon, and it looks like you will be happy on your vacation and nothing will burden you, like I saw earlier. But now the cards are telling me that you will be okay because I do see you like going out in nature, having fun, doing what you got to do, being cautious, and feeling like you're safe where you are. Um, I'm also getting that be very practical. Don't hide your emotions, but use your common sense at the same time. You might be getting some like, spiritual downloads in the next 2 weeks. Like you'll get signs, you'll get, your intuition will kick in. You'll see numbers, you'll see signs. You might have like spirit just put something in front of you and say, hey, look, go for it, or don't do that, or do this, or this is a yes, this is a no. You might get some signs coming up. So it looks like spirit's gonna be putting things in front of you. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and I see you getting it done. I see everything happening. I see you being okay. Try to stay out of like arguments or quarrels between, people, family, stuff like that. If anybody you hear babbling on, just be like, yeah, whatever. Use your wisdom. And, if you feel uncertain about things, get advice, right? Make sure it's the right advice. Or if somebody's trying to give you some bullshit advice, just move on and be like, yeah, whatever, bro. Just listen to me, you'll be fine. Uh, but this is also, spirit also wants you to use your judgment. And they say you're smart, you have enough knowledge to know about certain things, you have education, you know, just be practical and don't feel like you have to hold back on anything. Do what's best for you. That's what they're basically saying. But I got all good cards here for the month. And maybe like earlier, I just saw like your current energy of you being disappointed, and wondering if, you're gonna get help from your brother, wondering if every dad's gonna be okay, the dog's gonna be okay. So I feel like I picked up more in your actual energy. But now that you asked what's coming for the month, it looks like everything's gonna be okay. So it looks like, the legal stuff with the accident might be better, you know. Things might get better in that sense, and you might get some good news about that, I feel. And checking up on it tomorrow, might you might get that message and that email or whatever. So I got the Eight of Wands, Nine of Pentacles, and the High Priestess. So that tells me it's all about you, decision making, talking, and also, keeping to yourself and try not to, like, put your business out there too much. Yeah, I think that's what's gonna happen, because if they were to go to a lawyer, the lawyer is probably gonna tell them you have no case and no, this is gonna get, like, you're gonna look like an idiot, because that's basically what's gonna happen, in my opinion, from what you told me last time. If that person goes to a lawyer or whatever, the lawyer is gonna tell him you have no case in the world. This is the dumbest shit I've ever heard. You're not getting anything about this. Just take the insurance deal and shut up. And I feel like that's what's gonna happen. Try not to let it mentally drain you, because at the end of the day, you're innocent. And some people just want to do shit for money all the time, like a bunch of idiots. So, it's just the way it is. So yeah, LZ, I get good things for the rest of the month. I feel like you yourself, I say it on here many times. Like, you yourself can be fine, and you yourself can handle things, and you yourself can be and do the things you need to do. But unfortunately, we have other things and people to deal with. Like, you're dealing with your dad, you're dealing with your job, you're dealing with your dog, you have to deal with your mom, you have to deal with your life. But at the same time, as you deal with all these things, you yourself can be okay. Like, you don't have any personal issues or stuff like that. And like, you yourself is fine. And we're all in that predicament sometimes. Yeah, they'd be lucky to get that. They'll be lucky to get that, Elsie. You know? They'll be lucky to get that. So yeah. It looks good though. I don't see nothing extremely bad. Just remember that we all have to deal with other people, unfortunately. We can have a very good life, and we can have very good things happen. But if you love some people around you, and you love your family, and you love your dad, your mom, your sister, your brother, and you love your nieces and nephews, and your job, and your coworkers, and your pets, When those people have problems, it becomes your problem, or you make it your problem, or you make it not even your problem, you make it just a thing to help that person or to be there for that person. So your life can always be okay, but you always got to deal with someone else's life. And the only reason we do that, or the type of people that do that, is because they care and they love the person. So sometimes it's just the way it is. You're welcome, LZ. I wish you the best always. Hopefully it all works out and gets better. Especially with my dad and my mom, I always worry about them all the time. And then my dad was pretty sick and went in the hospital for that week, like a couple months ago. That was back in April, and now it's July, and he's fine now. He's back to normal. He drives. He walks better. His legs are not swollen anymore. Like he's doing great. He's eating. He's back to normal. So it's nice. Like, I prayed my ass off and I had to deal with him a lot. And I still deal with him, but not as much as I used to because he's back to normal now. He's okay. And, it's going to be days where, he's going to feel like shit, or I'm going to feel like shit, or somebody else feels like shit, and I have to deal with him. And I can say fuck everybody and not deal with nobody. But what is that going to do for me? That'll make me feel guilty for not helping them. At least that's how, we all feel and have emotions and shit. But, it's life. We'll be okay. We're all gonna be all right. My phone is finally charged. It took over an hour for it to charge properly. It was on like on 10%. I heard they had all these bad floods where you are. Did you get affected by that, LZ? I saw the news where you live. Like there was bad floodings there. And I was like, shit, I hope all my friends that live there are okay. I have a few friends that live where you are. I haven't seen them, and I hope they're okay. Oh yeah, definitely, Tanya. That's a given. That is for sure, Tanya. I definitely believe that people would do anything to get money. It's a it's despicable people, man. A lot of people are like, money means everything to them, and if they pay for something, they feel like you got to give them the world. People try to stretch every dollar they can try and get from somebody. It's annoying, you know. And they'll do whatever it takes to get it too. It's very annoying. People will like hit you on purpose. I saw a video where on TikTok where in India, right? It was India or Pakistan, I can't remember. But this guy, right, he walked in front of a car and like jaywalking, and he walked in front of a car and hit the car and fell down on the road. I was like, and the car didn't even hit him. He hit the car. The car was stopped, and thank God the person had a dash cam. You can see the guy look around and he goes, he just goes right into the car and claimed that the person hit him. And I was like, look at this jackass. Don't you know people have cameras on their cars and all that? I'm thinking about getting a dash cam too because it's getting crazy out there. Because There's been a lot of hit and runs. Like people will hit you. Like there's a lot of guys here on motorbikes. They'll hit your mirror and keep going. Someone did that to me not too long ago, you know? And I was like, these people are whack as fuck. They crazy as shit. But that's what people do. They'll do anything to get like to sue you, to get money from you. It's just ridiculous. Money, they say for years that money is the root of all evil, and I still believe that till today. And that's why I'm never gonna be fixated on money. I'm never gonna be that way. Ever, ever. And I promise myself to the day I die, I'm never gonna do that. I know right now. Yeah, exactly. All right. Someone you said, is the Leo gonna commit to anyone else he's speaking to? Mm, I don't really see a commit him committing to anyone he's with or anyone in the next 2 months. I don't see no commitment here. What I do see is like he 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 acts like he wants it, but he doesn't. And like he tries to be brave and he tries to talk to these people he's with, but it doesn't work out. Like the person figures out that they're not what who they say he is. And I feel like this person, like they might have money, and if they do have money and they splurge it and they like to pay for people, then I would say that this person is like more of someone who shows that they have money and they can buy you, but then the people that deal with him say, you know what, you're not buying me, or you're not gonna like bribe me to be with you. So people like figure him out. The people that he's around, they want to be around him probably for that reason, or they end up seeing who he really is in the long run because he doesn't show his true self in the beginning, but when you start to talk to him, this person does show their true self, and then it becomes a non-committal thing. So the people that he is around for the next 2 months, I don't see him committing to, no. But it's more them not wanting to commit to him. It's the opposite way around. But he also is trying to commit or trying to like, bribe maybe people with his money or with his charm or whatever. And then in the end, the person figures him out. So that's why I said last time in the last reading that people are making him that way. He's like, using money to get to people, and he's like, the people see that, oh yeah, this ain't gonna work. He has money, he is tight with it, he isn't generous at all. Yeah, right. Well, the thing is he because he's that way, people think that he'll use his money to buy their love, but the people that he deals with already know what he's about. So if anybody is really like dealing with him, they already see what he's about. Like how you stopped speaking to him because he was the way he was. The other people like you that see the same thing in him. That's why I don't see any commitment here. And I don't think he really wants a commitment. I just think he wants to keep, his money to himself. There's a lot of guys who have money and they're tight with it because they want to find out if the woman really wants them for money or not. And even if it's not that way, a guy like him, like he shows up in the cards here as a person who, shows that they can be your hero and they can be brave and they can pay for shit and they don't have no fear, but their actions can bring them, down. But I see him hanging out with people, but not really no commitment at all. At least in the next 2 months, there's no commitment. I don't see him dating anybody right now at all. There's nobody that he's actually dating. There's there's women around him. I see two women here that he talks to, but these women don't really want to talk back to him. Like he wishes they would, but this one woman here it says that he has an ulterior motive. Like he likes to assist this person, but then the person figures out that they have an ulterior motive. And then there's another woman here that is kind of like judgmental and he might have accused her of something and she feels that it's unfair. So he's talking to like other women, but there's no commitment. And the women are figuring out who he is. So he is talking, but he's not dating anyone and not committing to anyone. But he is talking to other women. But they, like you know, no. I don't see him having feelings for you, no. And I don't see him having feelings for anybody that I've read for him. I just see that he's the type of person that talks to a bunch of women, but they already figured him out by speaking to him. He just probably not their type or just the way he comes off. Like you said earlier, he's passive aggressive, he's rude, he says, things that offend you. And if you didn't talk to him, neither of these other people, they figured him out too. But if I get love cards in the reading, that means the person loves you and wants you. But if there's no contact and no energy exchange, you got to ask yourself this: when was the last time you physically saw him face to face? That's the question you need to ask yourself. And after that question, you ask yourself, if it's been a long time, then there is no feelings. A person doesn't have feelings for you, like, unless they've been with you for a long period of time. So see, how can there be feelings if you've never been face to face? So there you go. You're answering all your own questions and answering my questions at the same time. So I'm not seeing no feelings because there can't be feelings with a person you've never met. Yeah, but that's not physical energy. Well, if you believe that, then that's what you believe. But that doesn't, I mean, there can be feelings, yes, but if you haven't actually seen the actual person and been face to face, there's no physical feelings. That's online feelings, but there's no physical feelings. The only way there can be genuine feelings is if you see that person all the time and you've actually met them face to face. And that's why these online the connections don't work. This is my opinion, don't take it personal. Been there, done that. Or the only way to find out is tell him pay for your ticket and go see him. If you're talking to somebody for 18 months and you ain't seeing them face to face, then that should tell you something right there. Okay, Tanya. I did too. Is it the video of the mall? I saw a video today of you saying, "Oh, this mall," and then you said a cyber truck turned a camper or something like that. I think that's the video I saw today. I liked it. It was funny. They always talk shit about these cyber trucks, but not everybody. But I've seen a lot out there. Not here, but online. I've seen like videos of people having them and stuff. I think they're ugly as heck, but I'm sure they're cool. If I was out there, I would do it. Yeah, it looks like a Back to the Future car. Yeah, that's what it looks like. Oh, you got to do what you got to do. I have strong opinions on connections long distance because I was in one for a while, and it's not the same when you actually see somebody in person. Online stuff is it's a big risk. If you're not planning on meeting each other after the first 6 months, you're wasting your time. Didn't go well at all. That's why I'm talking about my experiences with it. It was the worst decision I made. And then about 2 years later, I did it again, but I didn't get myself too involved with the person. And then when I disconnected, the person was mad, but I explained why. I don't do long distance stuff. After those two experiences, I would never do it again because it's pointless. If that person doesn't want to meet you halfway or link up with you in real life, or there's always a problem, or I have to always do things and I always have to go to you all the time, that ain't happening. Well, if you've been talking to somebody for 18 months and you're only 3 hours away, I would have been gone by now. But the people I was talking to were way farther away than that. So that's why it never happened. And nobody was really willing to see the other person. So I would never do it again, that's for sure. And if I do decide to ever do it again, I'm going to make sure I visit the person as soon as I can so I can make my decision early. But I probably won't. But you never know. What's going on, baby? You good? You okay? Hmm? You just woke up? You had a nice sleepy? Hmm? You ready for your bed? We're gonna go outside and go pee-pees, and then we come back, and then we're gonna go sleep. I had enough for today. Okay? You're all nice and clean. Now you can go to your bed. Okay? All right, guys, I'm gonna get out of here. I've been on here for like 2 hours now. It's already midnight. So I'm gonna go take my dog outside for a little walk, and then I'm gonna come back and go to sleep. So I will see you guys tomorrow. Have a good weekend. All right, guys. Good night. Take care.